guys, Brittany here. Today's video is all about breastfeeding on the airplane and specifically the 5 things that you need to bring with you to ensure that you have a pleasant experience on your airplane day, on your travel day. I personally breastfed my son for over 30 flights with him, but I remember being kind of nervous to breastfeed him on the airplane when we first started traveling with him at 3 months. And to be perfectly honest, I never really got over the feeling of being a little bit nervous when I was flying by myself with my son and breastfeeding him. I know it's natural. I know that I was in the right as a breastfeeding mom, but I could never get over that feeling of being a little bit nervous. All I can do is to encourage you to do what I did in those moments, which is to feign confidence. My baby needs to eat. This is what I need to do to get this done. And also to bring along the items that I'm about to talk about in this video, which will also hopefully make you feel more confident. The first item that you are going to want to bring with you is a good nursing bra or top. I am wearing my nursing bra right now. I was never the kind of nursing mom that wanted to spend a lot of money on nursing tops, so I never bought nursing tops specifically, although I think there are really good ones out there. So a budget option, if you're like me, is to buy nursing bras from Amazon. You can buy them in bulk. I'll put a link below. I think 2 sets of nursing bras lasted me almost 2 years, plus a little bit when I was pregnant at the end there. I was wearing nursing bras for like the last trimester of my pregnancy. And then on top of your nursing bra, just a collection of cheap like $2 or $3 spaghetti straps or tank tops from like Old Navy or some kind of cheap store. Neutral nursing bra, neutral spaghetti strap shirt. I found that when I was nursing, I was hot all the time. It didn't matter the season, so a tank top or spaghetti strap was kind of perfect. You can spend $50, $60+ on a nursing top, or you can just spend whatever this outfit costs, less than $5, and boom, unclip the nursing bra. You have really easy access for your baby to breastfeed during your travel days. And then for the sake of modesty, the next thing you'll need to bring with you on the airplane, there's a few different ways to do this. You can either do a scarf. I like to bring a light see-through scarf so that when I'm nursing my baby, I can still see him through it. And also, my son was never one that liked being covered up. It would have to be something that he could also see through and that was light and didn't bother him too much. The great thing about bringing a scarf as opposed to a baby blanket is that it can be stylish, so it's just a little bit more versatile than bringing just one of those thin baby blankets. However, that's an option too. Thin muslin baby blankets are really great. They're also versatile in their own way. You can use them to block out light if you have your car seat on the plane or for the ride to the airport. And in addition to a nursing cover, these are also great for changing your baby on if you forget to bring a changing pad, or just for laying out on the airplane floor so your baby has a semi-clean area to crawl around on if they're a little baby. And you could almost kind of wear this as a scarf too. 2 of my favorite things to put over a nursing top are just a simple flowy top, something like this, that I can wear through the airport, on the airplane, and then also use to cover up my baby because it's kind of see-through and thin. And then the last cheap nursing cover option that I like is just to wear a loose sweater over my nursing bra tank top combination. So when I needed to nurse my baby, I would just pull up my sweater, boom, pull this down and feed my baby on the airplane, but it kind of was like a built-in nursing cover. Let me know in the comments down below what you use as a nursing cover on the airplane and what's been your solution if your baby doesn't tolerate a nursing cover. I noticed that at a lot of airports there were specific rooms dedicated to breastfeeding and pumping. You don't have to use these rooms. Sometimes they're like too far away. You don't have time to get to one. But if one is available and convenient, I highly recommend using one of these because it's just private and comfortable. Sometimes babies just have a hard time concentrating while breastfeeding if there's distractions around. That's why my favorite place to sit on a plane is the window seat. I always choose to sit by the window seat so that I have a little bit more privacy, especially if I end up sitting next to a stranger. Even though you end up having to ask strangers to stand up for you so you can get up to go to the bathroom and stuff, to me it's still worth it to have the window seat so that I can lean against it for breastfeeding, so that I feel a little bit more covered up in private and so that my son wasn't as distracted. One thing that you absolutely should not do is lock yourself in the airplane bathroom to breastfeed. As you know, breastfeeding a baby can take 20-30 minutes sometimes. You're gonna end up having a flight attendant knocking on the door checking on you. So if you really want privacy, if you're having a hard time breastfeeding at your seat, or you're finding that your baby can't concentrate while you're sitting in your airplane seat, my advice to you would be to talk to a female flight attendant, and maybe in the best case scenario they can set something up for you in the galley of the airplane. I don't know if there happen to be any flight attendants watching this video or any moms who have had experience with this. If you have any better ideas, please let us know in the comments down below. Third essential item you're going to need are burp cloths or wipes. You never know when your baby is going to projectile or regurgitate all of that milk. Everything we've discussed so far is great for exclusively breastfeeding moms, but let's talk for a minute about pumping. If you're planning on pumping on the airplane, you can bring an electric pump with you. You can bring any kind of breast pump with you on the airplane, and it doesn't count toward your carry-on. I never really wanted to bring my big electric pump with me as a carry-on just because it's a lot of weight to carry in addition to all of the other stuff I have to carry. I did do this a few times, but it wasn't ideal. I would personally recommend getting a Haka or some kind of manual handheld pump and practicing with it at home before you go on your travel day. Even if you're not pumping at all, I would recommend getting one of these because air travel, in my experience, sometimes does something kind of funny to your boobs. I always felt a little, not always, a few times when I got off the plane, I felt a little bit more engorged than usual in the following couple days when I got off the plane. And so it was nice while I was traveling to have a Haka pump, a handheld pump. It's like a piece of silicone essentially that either catches the milk while you're pumping on one side, or you can use it as a manual pump. And I was just happy to have this at times when I felt a little bit over engorged, just in case. It's also much lighter weight-wise than your electric pump and only takes up a tiny bit of space in your suitcase. You should also know that when you're traveling with a young baby, at least in North America and Europe, the typical rules for liquids don't apply to you. You can essentially bring as much liquid as you want as long as it's for your baby. And this applies to you even if your baby is not with you. Be aware and beware that some security agents don't know these rules super well. There have been all kinds of stories of moms losing their milk going through security because a specific agent wasn't aware of the rules. I would recommend always having, for example, the TSA website on hand, a screenshot of the rules, or maybe a printout that you can show to a supervisor should you need to do that. And the fifth sort of grouping of items you'll need as a breastfeeding mom are, of course, milk bags to store your milk in if you're pumping. If you're going to be storing your milk, you might want to consider either bringing a small soft cooler in your carry-on bag or a large Ziploc bag. And of course, you'll need to bring your bottles with you if you're not exclusively breastfeeding, if you're going to pump and then give your child a bottle. This is useful if you're using your car seat. Early on, I like to bring a bottle for my son as we were navigating the airport. I could give him a bottle while he's in his stroller. I don't think you need to bring a whole bunch of bottles. I would just bring one or two and then plan on rinsing them and sanitizing them in the airport or in the airplane bathrooms. Just a little rinse and then wipes. That always worked for us. I hope this video was helpful for you. Pleasant breastfeeding on your travel days, and I will see you in my next video.